what are we going to see? You know, does anyone pick Small Enigma for 2s?
I love Small Enigma.
Like, I feel like I haven't seen that, but I feel like a team that can manage a claustrophobic situation could find a lot of success in Small Enigma. That's sort of not the point here, because no one's going there yet. We'll get to that if it happens. Instead, we're on the classic Mammoth Fortress. And we're going to start off this game looking, I was going to say strong for red team, because they both picked up these nice axes, but Aggz0 is just like, I got unarmed damage to go around.
Yeah, and he was keeping simpLe in the corner there. simpLe put in the edge guard. He's dead.
Okay.
He's just dead.
All right. Well, you know, that's the power of unarmed damage into hammer ground pounds.
That's the power of keeping someone in the corner for the entirety of the game as well. Like, oh, Aggz0 almost got that combo off.
Oh, no.
simpLe ground pounding.
Everyone's
blue.
okay. Everyone's okay. It was a really good attempt there. You could see Aggz0 like trying to find that hammer recovery, and instead VipR came down with the axe dare. Aggz0 has been eliminated. VipR is only orange on his first stock, but blue is certainly trying to even up that damage gap as quickly as possible between the two of the only players who still have their first stocks on the field.
Yeah, you said everyone's okay, but at the same time, in that whole scenario off stage, simpLe got pushed into the red, so... You know, one clean axe dare off stage here. Oh, he picks up with the very bottom of the recovery. A little misplay by VipR there, and simpLe taking full advantage of it. They need to clean up those stocks. That's exactly what they needed.
Looking for the weapon throws to finish it off here. Instead, simpLe and blue sticking together means it's a little bit harder to finish off those stocks against either player, but they finally find it by sending blue way out. Nice dare from Aggz0, staying alive and saving his teammate. simpLe unable to get a stock after all that.
I don't think you need to hit that dare, but either way, it was assurance that simpLe wouldn't interrupt his remaining recovery, and that's the kind of moment that if you're simpLe, you're like, alright, well, they got that. Because you gotta go for those clutch moments when you're this behind, and with that being said though, Aggz0 falls first.
Blue has some really good awareness against Aggz0's hammer of continually avoiding that hammer recovery and then punishing him right at the moment where Aggz0 decides, oh, I'm not going to get this hammer recovery, let me go back and touch the stage. And blue is right there immediately.
I feel like 80% of this game has been played off stage. Especially only on that left side too. Like, they haven't gone to the right side at all. They've just been daring and ground pounding over on that
and here we go again.
From simpLe. Confirming the kill with that ground pound. Yeah, there it is. VipR did that dare a little early. If he waited just a bit longer, he might have gotten the wall touch, but he also would have gotten hit by that spear ground pound. So good awareness from simpLe, covering all the options there, and VipR down to his last.
And we're looking for the final hits here onto blue team for red team. They're looking pretty strong. Can they get rid of Aggz0 quickly?
Yeah, I think that's the kicker in this game, is if Aggz0 falls early, VipR's gonna have that much more trouble just winning this game out, especially on that Brawlhalla, who's pretty fragile, you know. She's got some power, but she's also got that low defense. So Aggz0's definitely got to stay alive here. Got to put out some pressure, and at least get blue past like the creamy yellow. Oh no, he falls down, and blue, simpLe, taking full advantage of that, getting a nice little 1-2 against VipR. That being said though, simpLe might get taken out by blue. Alright.
Blue looks like he's disengaged at least a little bit in terms of hitting his teammate. They are being fairly careful here, you know? simpLe, very dangerous in terms of health percentage. Oh, okay. Neutral Sig will do it. Picks him up as he tries to land. And blue and simpLe are going to take game one.
Blue played so well that game.
Pretty commanding fashion.
He avoided damage. He avoided kills. That was... I think if there's one player to watch in that game, if you look it back, I think it'll be blue. Because despite taking that early deficit, kept a level head, simpLe, stayed alive for a little bit longer, and they were able to clutch out that game. And that's what you like to see from these top players, the clutch factor. Alright, map bans looking exactly the same as game one. Pretty sure they're going to go back to Mammoth.
Going back to Mammoth.
Makes sense.
Just the old classic. Nothing wrong with that.
Same legend picks. Again, that also makes sense. Aggz0 on this level 100 Bodvar. Probably not going to be swapping off. VipR on the Brawlhalla. I think if they lose this game, we might see the Ragnar come out. But I wasn't seeing too much of the axe or the sword signatures on this Brawlhalla. So maybe maybe we'll be throwing those out a little bit more to confirm these kills, but either way, the double sword, again, it's kind of like a 2018 pick, so players are comfortable with it. Makes sense.
And the double axe on red team, so far looking strong. VipR goes very deep. Blue unable to find that down air. Good dodge from VipR. But both of blue team get sent off to the left side. And the dare from simple. And he doesn't need a second hit. Aggz0 goes down. simple avoids VipR's attempted trade. Still can't quite find it. VipR continuing to stay alive. But the big hit onto Aggz0. And a lot of damage onto VipR.
I'm looking at blue, especially in that edge guard scenario, is kind of just patrolling center stage, keeping all that stage control so that if the other player tries to get up from simple, he's there to punish it. And that's sort of what we saw from last game as well, just control coming out from blue. And if you're Aggz0, no, you can't be going that deep.
He did get the wall
goes
touch.
To the other side, but look at the damage deficit. He's in this orange, and this is exactly what we saw from game 1, is Aggz0 was trailing VipR in damage, trailing everybody else as well. If I'm simple and blue, you know, just gotta take him out.
VipR, he was trying to basically do what red team did to him, use that axe, find those hits, found the hits onto blue, and finally got that kill there. But I mean, that was a kill that you were expecting for a while. VipR decides not to follow simple down under the stage. Aggz0's taking so much damage, they're gonna look for a combo onto VipR after sending Aggz0 down a little bit. And red team continues to look strong, but it's actually pretty close, all things considered, between these two teams and their damage.
I think blue recognized there that axe recovery wasn't going to connect. He was a little bit slow, so he just didn't go for it. And that was the opposite of what we saw from Pavelski, I think, in the first game of the tournament. He overextended for a team combo and died for it. And that's the kind of awareness you need in that 2v2 scenario. Blue recognized he wasn't going to get the follow-up, so he just dropped off. I think that was a very well-played little mini interaction.
Just stomps air and a stomps air coming out from Aggz0. He's the only hammer on the field at all, but I feel like his hammer has had a really good presence just in general. Off stage looking for those recoveries, and on stage finding those classic side airs.
Yeah, it seems like Aggz0 and blue are definitely the players that seem to be trying to control a lot of space, and VipR and simple are kind of the ones that are going a little more ham. And that's an interesting 2v2 dynamic there. Oh, blue actually falls there. Oh no!
Okay,
I think
so
that was a kill on simple.
He hit him with the hammer recovery, but the catch made it so that he got hit by the ground pound afterwards. It was a weird sequence of events, but Aggz0 is going to be the one who falls there.
And if VipR loses this game right now, he's like, oh man, Aggz0, I'm sorry about that kill. Because I'm pretty sure it was a confirmed kill on simple. It would have become a 2v1, VipR and Aggz0 against blue. But now, he's having to fight back against two axes with a low defense character. He really can't get hit by anything here.
Charges the down sig. I was kind of expecting VipR. He was about to fall into it. He stopped himself.
Yeah, and it was definitely a bait coming out from blue. You saw right after VipR punished it, simple was there with the sidelight nair, and you know that's sort of what I was talking about again. I think it was Pavelski in the ninja game is no, it was Sticky and Daz. You gotta make your opponent afraid of throwing out hitboxes, and we see it once again. Blue baiting out the hit with the signature, and simple just there to follow up when VipR goes in for the hit.
And it's nice,
kind
right?
of a classic 2v1 strategy.
The down sig, you know, it just has constant active hitboxes. It's just a very risky sig to use because it's so easy to punish, but that's fine with simple and blue. If they get punished, simple is right behind him to immediately follow up and get the kill onto whoever makes that punish, and that's exactly what they did, and they got that kill on VipR and cleaned it up. Yeah,
that was very good awareness from simple. You know, it's not necessarily the easiest situation. If the opponent hits your teammate, you got to be there to react to the moment they do it, to follow up with a sig, and that's exactly what simple did. And simple and blue just cleaning up 2-0, back to Mammoth Fortress, same exact legend picks. Maybe VipR doesn't want to do the ditto or something like that, but you know, we'll see if they can clean it up. We'll see if Aggz0 can stay alive for a little longer and not take that huge damage deficit that was definitely hurting them in this last two games. And yeah.
And
blue still in control, controlling center stage, popping up a little bit, getting both the blue players in a dare. And it seems like they gotta find an answer. They gotta hit blue, or at least they gotta 2v1 simple.
I gotta say, I don't know what's going on with that that RNG right now, but every single game so far it feels like Blue and simpLe have gotten Aggz0 as their first weapon picks. And it makes for such a strong beginning to the match for them every time.
The game wants them to win. I don't know what to say. I think the real answer is that they've been controlling weapons so well, and Aggz0 has been off a weapon. Like, I don't know if he's gotten one yet. They've been weapon guarding really, really effectively, and because of that, they're bound to be getting those axes. They're bound to be getting the weapons they want, and VipR and Aggz0 kind of trailing because of it.
And a nice kill onto VipR here, and there we go. They're going to start tacking on even more damage onto Aggz0 now that his teammate has disappeared for just a split second. And that's huge, as if they just get a quick hit onto Aggz0, 1 or 2 good SIGs here will mean Aggz0's down to last stock before either of them go down from their first stock. Nice slide charge down SIG from VipR and the dare, and they've brought down Red Team to their second stocks. So it's not over yet.
It's not over yet, but it's a very familiar scenario where Aggz0 is trailing in damage or trailing in stocks, and simpLe and Blue are sort of just entering their fresh stock. So if I'm Aggz0 right now, I can't get hit by these huge damage follow-ups that we saw in games 1 and 2, because that's exactly how they dropped those games.
Oh, Blue charging up that down SIG. On the other side, simpLe, dares everywhere, more dares. VipR, he touched, but that's going to do it. The quick weapon throw to finish it off. Ground pound, double ground pound!
I love that from simpLe and Blue. So simpLe had VipR in the edge guard scenario, and Aggz0, he's on one stock. He doesn't want to take big risks. He doesn't want to take too much damage, and so he goes up on the right side of the map, just sort of stays there, and you know, that's gonna confirm the kill. And Blue, he was staying on stage, completely stopping Aggz0 from moving forward and helping out VipR, and because of that, simpLe was able to get the kill.